Hi, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising. I'm Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy. I am a soul therapist and an intuitive that connects with the angelic energy, and I help the helpers, the light bringers, and the soulpreneurs of this world to live their most magical life. So if that's you, make sure you hit that subscribe button here on my channel and the bell so that you get notifications for any and all videos that I'm uploading here on the channel. Join our little magical family here. So we are going to be diving into your December 2019. How are you going to wrap up this year? What do you need to know? What messages do the angels have for you? And how can you best navigate this month? So we are going to dive into your messages using this angel deck and see what messages the angels have for you. So we are going to take a peek first at what is the overarching theme that you can expect throughout this month. And the very first thing I want to draw my attention to is actually, I always say that anything that shows up during a reading is part of the reading. And right before I got started with this reading, I found myself feeling like my throat was closing up, feeling like it was more difficult for me to speak. So I feel as though there's very much a message for you to speak your truth this month, to express yourself, to work on communication. And sometimes working on communication is also about, taking a step back and processing things before you communicate, and not communicating when you are highly emotional. So it's not just about always speaking your truth, but making sure that you do that in a way that is also filled with love, both for yourself and for the other person that you are trying to express your truth to. So really allowing yourself to work on that communication and work on speaking your truth throughout this month of December is going to be really important for you guys. Or you may find yourself actually having those physical symptoms connected with the throat chakra, if you are not necessarily doing as well with balancing that communication and that expression, those things that need to be expressed. So let's take a peek at the first card for you, and this is going to be the overarching theme for this month. Let's see what we've got here. And this is so funny because I pulled the Awakening card, okay? And it may be difficult to see, but the Awakening card, these are my angel cards, and this is Archangel Gabriel. So if you want to learn more about Archangel Gabriel, I did a video here on this channel about Archangel Gabriel, and Gabriel is the angel of communication. So it's so funny that I said that about the throat, because Gabriel is here to help us to express ourselves. Gabriel is here to help us to communicate, to write, to just express in whatever form we need to express, to communicate in whatever form we need to express. So we can call on Gabriel to help and assist us with this process. Now, the Awakening card is very much about suddenly you seeing things from a new perspective. And this is a better perspective for you. This is a perspective that gives you real clarity. This is a perspective that is very helpful. It's like suddenly so many things that were foggy and fuzzy and unclear and you're unsure of are suddenly becoming very, very clear as you take a look at things from a different perspective. So you really are encouraged to be flexible and to explore different possibilities, different perspectives on some things. This is also connected with a temporary standstill, okay? So if you are finding yourself feeling stuck, feeling like things just aren't moving forward as quickly as you would like them to, this is about trusting that this is just temporary, okay? And that it's purposeful, that it's, we've got to trust in divine timing as much as we may not like it. But this is also about honoring who we are and honoring ourselves and being ourselves. And I really feel like the insights that are going to come through, the clarity that's going to come through, is teaching you about yourself, helping you to understand yourself better, what you want better, what you need better, and then being able to take inspired action based on this understanding that you've developed. Now, the next card that we're going to take a peek at is what barriers you might expect throughout this month. So let's see what we've got here for barriers. Okay. So here we have the Ego card reverse, okay? So this is a message to make sure that you're not letting yourself get too caught up in your human. I always say we have those two parts of ourselves, right? our soul and our human. And you don't want to allow your human to be guiding everything for you. Obviously, we are human and we have to honor those emotions and honor those ego-based needs sometimes. But at the same time, if we cannot get so caught up in those ego-based needs, if we cannot let our emotions drive our car, if we cannot let our emotions guide our decisions, if we can be really mindful about the decisions that we're making for ourselves. The ego tends to like quick fixes. The ego tends to do things to soothe itself that aren't really best for our highest and best good. So I'm just thinking about like things like how the ego likes to go out and compulsively spend money, or anything that's compulsive, eating. Any of the ways that we self-sabotage ourselves are connected to the ego. So how are you self-sabotaging? How are you holding yourself back? How are you keeping yourself small by allowing the ego to be guiding your process? And how can you connect with your soul? Your soul knows what's really best for you, what decisions are really best for you, what you really need, and try really careful to not get let your bruised ego be leading the way here. Take a step back, recognize that whatever is happening for you is for your highest and best good. Learn the lessons that you can from it, gain the clarity that you can from it, and then move out of that energy, because to stay in that energy is not serving you, and it's actually creating more of the same energy in your life. So you want to make sure that you are not spending too much time in that energy, and that you're focused instead on what is it that I'm calling into my life? What is it that I want? What is it that my soul wants? Not my ego, my soul. So let's take a look at what advice the angels have for you for this month. Let's see what we've got here. Okay. So here we have the Page of Air. Okay. So again, this is about communication. It's so funny. Communication is maybe going to be an issue for you this month. I'm feeling this overarching theme for you. And so the Page of Air is about us receiving messages. Either it's intuitive messages that we don't like the answer to, and so we ignore them, or it can be messages that come through other people, but the way that it was delivered through another person maybe hit our ego in such a way that we're like, well, I don't really like this person and I'm not going to listen to them. But deep down, part of us knows that the core of what it is that they have to say to us is important and is pretty accurate, right? So this is about not ignoring the messages that are coming to you just because you don't like the message or just because you don't like the messenger. This is about honoring what's coming to you. If it feels intuitively in alignment for you, it's really important that you listen to it. It's really important that you don't let that fear instead guide what it is that you're doing, that you don't let that ego, shut that person down just because you don't like the way that they delivered it. Because this is like news delivered without tact, truth delivered without tact, but it's truth delivered without tact. Okay. So we've got to honor that. This is also about delays or changes in plans, okay? But I feel like we're moving forward from this. So as long as you can allow yourself to step into your soul and stop focusing on so much of what the ego wants, you're going to see some energies moving forward. And so if you can allow that, that is going to be really, really helpful. So asking yourself, when something comes up for you, when you have a feeling, when you have a thought, does that feel like that comes from my ego? A lot of times that'll have fear, emotion, things like that with it. Or does it feel like that comes from my soul? Because from your soul, the soul messages, the intuitive messages oftentimes are much more neutral, are not really infused with a lot of emotion or energy when they first come through. It's just like a knowing, right? So honoring those thoughts as they come through. And you might feel fearful after the fact because maybe it's a hard truth to face, but pay attention to the energy as that information is first coming through for you. Now let's take a look at what's going well for you this month. Oh, I love this. Okay, so we have the Magician card, okay? You're ready. You have everything that you need to go after your dreams, to go after the things that you are wanting to bring into your life. You have it. So there's no more preparation needed. There's no more learning. There's no more, putting yourself through it. It's time. It's okay for you to just spread your wings and fly, to dive in, to go for it, okay? So amazing magical things are coming into your life. This is about magic, and this is also Archangel Raziel, which I also made an Archangel video on. Raziel is that magician angel. He is the magical angel. He helps us to see the magic that exists in this world. And I think that you guys are going to be opening even more so to the magic. I think you're going to have a ton of signs, a ton of guidance this month. I think you're going to feel really intuitively connected this month. So don't ignore it. Listen to what's coming through and jump on those things that you are feeling called to jump on. That's incredible. The magician is such an amazing energy. This also can be for those of you who are looking for love or looking for powerful connections. This can be that ideal soul family member or soul mate that is coming into your life as well. So for some of you, that magician card will represent that as well. Now let's take a look at what else you guys need to know for this month. Let's see what we've got here. Okay. So the Knight of Fire reversed, okay? So again, this is like, as much as things might feel like crisis, as much as things like might feel like I've got to move this forward, this has to happen, this has to happen. This is saying have patience, take your time. This isn't a situation where time is of the essence, where you have to be forcing it, where you have to be pushing it, because the more you push things, the more you try to control things, actually the more you're going to shut down the energy with that. So back off a little bit, take your time, feel things out, think things through carefully before you're making decisions, and stop trying to force things this month, okay? And then we're going to pull a card from my other deck, my fairy deck. Let's see what this has to say for you as another theme card for this month. Let's see what we've got here. Kindness. Okay, so focus on honoring that kind part within you and showing that to other people. What a great, beautiful season for you to show kindness to other people, and we should always be doing this, but this is a great month for you to focus on really putting some time and energy into acts of kindness for other people, whether it's random acts of kindness for people that you don't know, whether it's acts of kindness for people that you do know, or just making an effort to be a little bit more kinder. So I love that. I think that's amazing energy for you for this month. So those are your messages for December 2019. If you guys like this video, make sure you hit the like button, and I would love to hear from you always in comments below. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the bell so you get notifications for all the videos that I am sharing here on the channel. If you want to learn more about me or about clarity, you can check me out at discoveryourawakening.com. I will see you guys soon with another video. Take care.